all I've been doing is crying to you. Yay! I'm gonna cry now. Thank you, Mama. We are Disney. Honestly, I'm so fucking over everything and can't. Hi everyone, it's Malia. I know it's been a while. I think it's been about like 2 months since I posted my last video. I'm really sorry about that. I will say that life has just like gotten in the way of me making these videos, and I will explain why. If you see on the title, pretty much I have been in a funk, and 2022 has been really hard. And I will explain why it's been hard. Lately, these days, I have been just spending it at home. There's like not a lot of motivation there, to be honest. Like lately, I've been skipping the gym. All I do is like work pretty much. I've been sleeping a lot just because sleeping sometimes is a lot easier for me to do than to be in my thoughts. And I know what you're thinking, especially if you follow me on Instagram. You're probably thinking, what do you mean? You're always like out and about and doing something. Yes, that is true, but I feel like, and not that I want to self-diagnose, I feel like I'm in this spectrum of like high functioning depression where, you know, you have all these thoughts in your head and you're feeling like really low. But at the end of the day, you still have all these things to do, so you still do them. You still go to work, you still travel, you still see people, go to these events and stuff, but that doesn't mean that your internal feelings match what you're doing. I don't know if that makes sense. Please don't take my word about mental health too hard, because like I'm not a professional. These are just things that I've WebMD'd myself. I'm not even trying to like self-diagnose myself either. They're just things that I've noticed that kind of match up with what I've read. But yeah, pretty much like my life has not been feeling so great, even if it appears to be. Remember, what you see on social media, it's not always as it seems. But I feel like 2022 has definitely just like taken me off on a wild ride. I thought it would be best to just like let my feelings and my emotions and say what I've been going through out, because I don't even think I acknowledge how I feel sometimes. I kind of just internalize everything. So I thought, what better way to do that and to finally make a new video is talk about my feelings through a video. So that's what I'm doing. We'll see if I actually end up posting this. And I also will add that when I started this whole YouTube thing, I never thought I would make a video like this, like talking about my feelings. You know, so far, like all my videos are about my life, my travels, all these vlogs, but I never thought I would actually have a very vulnerable moment where I sit down, talk about my feelings. This is a video that I've been procrastinating on and putting off, but I also think this might be a very healthy way for me to just like let everything out through a medium that I'm comfortable with. So that is that. But like I said, it's been a wild year and there's like a lot of reasons as to why it's been a very wild and like rough year for me. So we're gonna do a story time. But if we had to start from the beginning, pretty much 2022 has just been really rough for me, and I had a rough start. This is something that I've never talked about publicly here on YouTube or even on social media. I think it's just something that I talk about with my friends or people who actually know me as, but pretty much at the end of January, and a main reason of why I went to Korea in the first place was because I got out of a very serious long-term 6-year relationship, and I'm not gonna go into like the nitty-gritty or like the details of that relationship or the breakup just because I have a lot of respect for my ex, but ending a 6-year relationship, oh my god, I'm getting emotional already. This is actually a lot harder than I thought. Ending a 6-year relationship, your first serious relationship at that, it's definitely something that like turned my whole world upside down, and I feel like it's something that I have processed and I've come to peace with, and it's something that I've moved on from. But still looking back, it's just definitely a lot to take in, because 6 years of your life is a long time, and it's long enough for you to think that that relationship is endgame and it's gonna, and I think that is what has been the hardest thing for me to like process, and the hardest pill for me to swallow, is how long that relationship was and how much of my life was devoted to another person, and then for it to all pretty much like end in like an instant, in one night. I don't know, that was just like such a wild thing for me to experience and go through. And like I said, like I don't talk about this, so thinking about it right now and just talking about it is bringing back all these like emotions, and oh, it's like crazy just to think about that was me back in January. But like I said, I've processed the breakup. I'm like at peace with the breakup, and I think it's just something that, you know, didn't work out in the end. But the feelings of all that still definitely come in waves. Like I wouldn't say like you can get over a 6-year relationship just like that. Like that's not, unless you didn't care, I don't know, but it's still definitely something that affects me here and there. And then obviously I did what anyone going through a breakup does. I leave the country for pretty much 3 months and did a whole lot of soul searching and self-love back in Korea. That's where I gained a huge following, and my YouTube took off. I think I gained at least like 10K subscribers off of my Korea trip alone. And then when I came back home after those 3 months, I pretty much did whatever I could to distract myself. So I went to Coachella, I was going into the office and, you know, hanging out with my coworkers. I was seeing all these people. I took a trip to Hawaii. I went to a bunch of festivals, and I was pretty much doing whatever I could to like live my best life. And I will say that I was definitely living it up. But at the end of the day, you can only live it up so much before all of your problems blow up in your face. So I would say like one problem was after Korea, I already expected this to happen, but I knew that once I had left, that my YouTube following and just like the traction that I was getting on my YouTube channel was going to plummet. And that pretty much did happen. After I came back and started posting non-Korea vlogs or videos, I started losing subscribers, not even gaining subscribers. Every single video I posted did not perform well. I was losing subscribers by the hour. It was ridiculous, but I was being realistic. Like I knew that was going to happen just because like Korea content is just so up there and in demand, and that's not what I was delivering anymore. But I would say it still definitely hurt the little content creator heart and brain inside of me, just because you do so well and you think you're going somewhere, and then for it to take a dip is definitely a hard pill to swallow. So I think because of that, I started to lose motivation to make or film videos, and I didn't want that to happen, but at the end of the day it did, which is why you haven't seen me in a while. But I'm trying to give myself a pep talk and trying to look at this in a different lens, because at the end of the day, I didn't start YouTube to become famous or popular. I did YouTube because I genuinely like making vlogs and making videos, and I just want to share it with my friends and also the people who genuinely enjoy watching these videos. So I shouldn't care if my like analytics or my traction, my audience like falls. I should just keep making these videos because I genuinely love doing it. So I'm gonna try my best to just like push out content that I want to push out, and not because I feel pressured to, so that I could keep growing my channel. I'm just gonna try to make videos because I want to. Yeah, so that was like one problem. And then another problem was, since I'm single, that kind of means I have entered the world of dating, and let me just tell you, it's not fun. The streets are not fun. If you are in a loving and committed relationship, hold on to that, because being single at 25 is not fun. I feel like in these 7, 8 months of me being single, I've seen it all, from fuckboys to emotionally unavailable people to really nice people, but you're just like not attracted to them. So yeah, that's definitely been an interesting journey so far. I will just say, like, dating has taken a huge toll on like my self-esteem and self-image, because if you go from being in a long-term relationship for 6 years from college, I technically have never been single as an adult, so I don't know how to pretty much date, and I have not opened my eyes to how mean some men can be. So let me just tell you, it has been truly an eye-opening experience, and I think it's going to keep being an eye-opening experience until I find my next relationship. But yeah, that has also taken a huge toll on my mental health and has made me spiral here and there, which I'm not proud of, but maybe it's something that I need to experience, since I didn't really experience that in college. And I also will add that, like, dating and like being single is one thing, but to see all your friends who have stayed in their relationships and to see them, you know, get engaged, get married, have kids, like, I'm trying my best to not be bitter and petty, but it's really hard. It is really hard, and I acknowledge that, and I hate that it's hard. But yeah, seeing those, it's like no bueno, no bueno, but that's fine. That's something I'll get over on my own. And like, I know everyone has their own timeline and their own path, but it's still hard seeing that. So I'm just gonna close my eyes, but I'll still like be happy for everyone, but internally I'm probably like crying, but it's fine. But yeah, now that I've said the things that I've been dealing with out loud, it's definitely not like the worst. It's not like the end of the world, but I think something that I tend to do is I try to downplay my emotions, and I try to make excuses saying, well, you're not dying, you're not homeless, you know, you have a place to stay, you have an amazing job, you have all these things, A, B, C, D, but I think something that I need to do more is just practice letting my emotions go and feeling whatever it is I need to feel. I'm definitely one to just like bottle everything in, play down my feelings, and like just try to ignore them. But I think doing that just ends up with me spiraling and feeling even worse. So at the end of the day, my feelings are valid, and I just need to practice healthier ways to feel my emotions and then move forward from them. So we're starting with this video. But yeah, hopefully this funk doesn't last for the rest of the year. I don't think it will. I do have a trip coming up. I'm not gonna say where I'm going just yet, but you'll see. So I'm excited for that. And despite all of these things that I've been feeling, like, I kid you not, I definitely stay in bed most of my days and just like waste my life away on TikTok, or I'm just working, or I'm just watching like a K-drama. But in between that, I still have been trying to live my life. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that I've gone to like LA or Palm Springs or Vegas. I've gone to music festivals. So even though most of my days I don't have motivation, I just like stay in bed or stay home, I still have been trying to do things to just like be happy and keep my mind off of these feelings and just try to get myself out of this funk. So what you're gonna watch up next is me just trying to like still live my life and not let these feelings get the best of me. But if you're watching this and you watched all the way to the end, I just want to say, like, I hope this is just an example of, if you are down in the dumps sometimes and you're like not feeling your best self, it's definitely okay, and it's okay to take a step back from everything and just like take time for yourself, but definitely don't stay in that hole for too long. Try to pick yourself out of it, which is what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I really do miss making these videos, so I'm gonna make it a promise to myself to try and make more of them as much as I can, because I genuinely want to. But yeah, I don't really know how to end this other than starting this weird montage of me trying to practice self-love and self-care and to just enjoy life. But Thanks for listening to me if you did.
You in the backyard of your old farm in the summer. Stayed there for 3 weeks where we learned to love each other.
My aunt said hello.
Skip to the present, haven't been so happy ever. Sitting in your room, working on my first record. Skip to the present, and I still haven't released it. But it's okay, 'cause the new songs are way better. That's what it feels like, haven't been so happy ever. You can, feel the shot. Watching you sit there with our best friends at the wedding. 뻔한 얘기지만 널 보면 그냥 좋아. 보고 싶어 함께 있는 순간들도. So hold me tight through the night. 변치 말자 너와 나. 아름다운 그대여, I just feel so lucky. 운명이라 믿어요. 오랜 친구였던 그대와 나 사이에 묘한 감정들이 자라기 시작했죠. You feel so right, I'll be your night. 시작인 걸 우리 둘. 아름다운 그대여, so lucky. 운명이라 믿어요. 밤 하늘 수놓은 별들도 춤을 춰 함께 있어줘요 영원히.
Did not charge, so we'll see how much footage we get. Also, wearing my ears.
I just feel so lucky. 운명이라 믿어.